Good morning, Riverside community. This sweater isn't too ugly. Thank you for the loan. But it is fun. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. So the message this morning is sometimes we look too far for reality when it's with us all the time. So that as we meet that spirit that's within us at all times, there's nowhere else to go, no place else to be, but to be right here. It is who we are. It is that presence, it is that power, that light, that love, that grace, which is always with us. And it's like we're a beam of the sun. And this morning we had Susie doing the pre-service meditation. And it's that long time sun that shines within us. And so I had this, I love how synchronicity happens. I was thinking that, when the beams go out from the sun, it's not fragmented, it's not just a piece, it's the whole thing. It has all the qualities of the warmth that we're needing to feel today. In fact, if you want to try this, it's really good if you don't have an ugly sweater. Give this a try. You can just say, I'm wonderful. You want to do that? It's heartwarming. I'm wonderful. Right? I'm wonderful. You could do that. I'm magnificent. I'm powerful. I'm gracious. I'm peaceful. I'm magnificent. I'm beautiful. So we can think about whatever those qualities are that we want to have and bring with us. And so sometimes in the midst of what the holiday season looks like, we can have some moments to just center ourselves. And so I know that some of the gifts are already being opened. I know I have. I don't know, have you peeked at some of those gifts? People have been bringing and I've been sharing. And then the eggnog is already being consumed. And your kid has begun to make the demands of this, right? Or the grandkids have begun to make the demands. Even for next year. If Santa's not bringing it this year, it could even be for next year as well. And it may be that we've contracted at least one of these seasonal maladies. You ready for this? Could be that we have Tay-Sachs disease, which is a mania for buying gifts and abusing credit lines, followed by a compulsive urge to carry 10 shopping bags at once. Tay-Sachs. There might be a seasonal seasonal affection disorder, seasonal affection disorder. You have to have all these acquaintances that you really may not be so close to during the year, and you have to have an exaggerated emotional response. Typically kind of air kissing or the uses, which may be triggered by acquaintances or some annual parties. You might have gift aphasia, which is a loss of memory that causes an accidental recycling of gifts back to the same people who gave them to you last year. Oh no. So hopefully we're not, even if we had that sad affection thing, I think I would just go with that, the affection thing, wouldn't you? To have that love and that affinity that's there. So what I know is that Jesus the Christ is a way shower and a master teacher. And so we have this teaching that brings through some of the mystical sense of oneness in this season of light. And he was of modest means. He grew up in a manger. And what he did was he took that manger and gave it a sense of meaning. So if we have something in our life that feels that may not be enough, or it may feel that downtrodden in an area, or it may be a little depressed or lonely or empty or whatever that sense of struggle or burden may be, that may be that manger, or it may be of modest enoughness. And so if in some area I'm not feeling worthy or valuable or enough, that may be that manger that now I get to make meaning out of that. And so I bring that meaning. And so what we can do is move in our lives from whatever that sense of lack or limitation or resistance may be. We move into that sense of enoughness throughout the season, whether we have that affection that's in our hearts that we're giving already. And medical doctor Deepak Chopra, he shared an article on, there's 9, you ready? We can count, so not just one half, but we're going to take 9 gifts home. Okay, you ready for that? 9 gifts? Ready to open them? It's already open. Yeah. So back to that thing about the sun, is that if I'm the all peace, the all joy, the all love, the all grace, I'm not fragmented. I'm just not a piece of that, but I come fully to live fully as that long time shining presence that is within us. And so there's 9 ways to bring that. I can bring peace and grace throughout this season and into the next year. So to even look forward to next year, that I'm bringing something as far as being a sense of renewal and rebirth already throughout the new year. So that makes me a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter as I move forward throughout this next week or two to set the tone even for next year. So there's the link between the holidays and the holy days. It sometimes in our culture it's become a little bit delicate. It's become a bit fragile. And we can bypass the stress that mounts during the season, or we can fashion it with our own inner spirit. Which one would you like to do? Yeah? Fashion, okay. Doesn't mean you have to go to Saks either. So during the season we can fashion our own holiday spirit. We don't have to just bypass the stress. What we can do is move through it with grace, with love, with ease, with peace. And so sometimes the words get tossed about, joy, peace, love. And they only have the meaning that we feel in those words. So as we feel the meaning, it happens at whatever level of intention and attention. So that as we center down, whether we remind ourselves to center throughout whatever's going on, we can have that intention, because holidays are about gatherings, and we get to gather, and first we gather with our family, we also get to embrace our community, and here we have the vision to have a world that works for everyone and to awaken our magnificence. And then we'll be moving in 2017 to living our values, so to have values-based spiritual living. And so it's therefore easy to feel, on the negative side, if we have little or no curiosity or creativity, if we're just bypassing stress, what we get to do instead is to live from a place of intention and attention as we put meaning in the words that we're feeling and saying, and noticing how our emotions flow, how our actions flow, what we're extending. Because it's so easy to be swept up in rituals. It's, kind of given that if we're squabbling family members, if there's old tensions. Someone was talking about something that happened years and decades ago this week, and it's like, wow, we're pulling that up, dredging that up to be healed and to reveal, to shine light into that. And it could be very overwhelming, right? Sometimes we could be overwhelmed if we have transitions that are happening in our family. So the way out, really, of that, or the way to move through that, is to center ourselves and to be really clear. So sometimes if I don't know what to pray for, I'll pray for clarity. Yes, yeah. And Sally over here got to have that answer. She's got the A student, that's why she's part of the front row. So the way out is to center ourselves and to know that clarity of divine guidance. And so first on the inside. As we want to intend, so we have our intention and our attention, we want to intend the way that our holiday season is going to be. So a helpful exercise is to sit quietly. We may close our eyes and go within. I've done this in the line at Trader Joe's. And we may say to ourselves, I am joy. So I'm at Trader Joe's. I am joy. I am peace. I am grace. I am love. As I'm grabbing the 80% chocolate, dark chocolate bar. Antioxidants, I know. As I say each phrase, I know, I can feel, I can really pause and feel the joy, feel the peace, feel the love, because I'm giving meaning. I'm not just hanging out in the manger in line. I'm not just being held back, right? That I'm moving forward. And so I know that I can really feel them inside. So as I feel those words, I'm not depending on others so much. The person who may be cut in front of me in line, or the person who has the parking space that I was intending, or whatever those conditions look like. I'm living more at the level of being that fullness of the sun. So we can explore repeating this exercise throughout the day. We can go a step further too. You want to go a step further? Yeah? Instead of seeing just a defense of holiday stresses, we're not just bypassing the stress and just sort of defending it. Why not commit ourselves to making this holiday time part of our spiritual evolution? That's our commitment as we look forward to what's happening next year. And sometimes we'll make decisions. What's it going to make a difference 5 years from now? 10 years from now? I'll look at how I make choices. What's going to be happening 10 years from now? Is this a good choice? So in other words, by accepting and embracing and embodying a new level of joy and peace and grace and love, by giving meaning to that, our intent is to arrive in the new year fulfilled, energized, vitalized, and renewed in spirit. So our attention, so that's a little bit about our intent. Now our attention, once we've committed ourselves to evolving, everyone committed now? Everyone evolving during the holidays, then we can put our attention on this. What most people do at this time of year, we sort of brace ourselves and we got our football pad on as we go into the stores, and I just met at Ralph's the other day. Okay, got the parking space, and it's like when I started to rollerblade years ago. I found that every time I would go out, because they had no brakes at that time, I needed to have another pad every time I went out. And so sometimes going to the store during the holidays might feel like that, even if I'm going to get milk or whatever for my coffee. I went vegan for a while, but I decided not to give coffee. And with milk. So, anyways, I de-stress. I have to say I de-stress. Let me say I am peace, I am joy, I am grace. Once we've committed ourselves to evolving, whether it's the family tensions, whether it's shopping, whether it's scary credit card bills, whether it's a hectic pace, or for many, we might feel a little bout of depression. And to just be with whatever that might be, whatever our mood swings, and then there's the swing part. So it's not that we're going to stay there and camp out, but then there's that swing part. So the gap between what we wish for, like the list that the kids have made, there's a gap between what we wish for sometimes and what actually happens. So we have this wish list, and it might be that we went and told Santa Claus, I don't know. But we have this wish list, and then what actually happens. So there might be a gap. So that as we put our attention on closing that gap for both ourselves and for others, that's where we are. And then that's that place of being centered that we bring forward no matter what the situation and condition. So it's 9 ways to bring peace during the holidays. Ready for the first one? Yes? Raise our appreciation quotient. When we interact with anyone, we just don't go into autopilot. We don't just automatically mutter happy holidays. We want to be that word of appreciation and offer a smile so that people can really feel our goodwill. So it's not just a passing things because we're resonating with that experience and we're deepening that in that relationship with another. So that's the context. It's like the framer on the picture. That's the context. So we increase our appreciation quotient. And that's good to do all year round. So we can take this to all seasons, and especially this season. Number 2 is that we can think less about ourselves and more about others. Well, it sounds familiar because that's what we do. That's what we do here. So our inner growth doesn't depend on whatever that ego level for edging God out is another thing, that an acronym for ego might be edging God out. What we want to do is to embrace God within. And so our inner growth doesn't happen at whatever that ego level is. And because you know what happens when we're at that level is we're constantly finding fault. We may be criticizing, we may be comparing to what happened 30 years ago or 50 years ago. We may be criticizing or complaining or comparing. But we want to not be finding fault, so we're more identified with the spiritual nature that is really the truth about our being. That is what is really real, is the allness that's there all the time. So we can think less about ourselves and more about others. So by turning our attention to others, we can give ourselves a little vacation. Want a little vacay? A little vacay from the ego, huh? Invite God in rather than edging God out. We're going to a little vacay. Might have a staycation during the holidays too. Invite Spirit to stay, or as we said here before, we stay with the one. That's about Rev Dr. Holmes' quote. He was already, it's so funny, we don't refer to him as a reverend because, I don't know, so he said, stay with the one. And so that's a really good reminder. And so then after doing that, number 3 is that we can practice empathy. We can focus on how others are feeling and extend ourselves with compassion, because empathy establishes an emotional bond that helps us move through any sense of isolation or emptiness if we're not feeling connected, if we're feeling separate at times. So there's an emotional bond with that as we practice empathy. And we can move through any isolation or sense of disconnect. So empathy it's not just noticing how it's not just noticing how happy someone looks. It's not necessarily sympathy, which may focus on negative emotions, but we may be focusing on the attributes as we go back to that appreciation quotient too. When we have empathy, we're not just looking at that which seems to be negative, but we're also looking at what's empowering too. So imagine motoring and going through the line of Trader Joe's, and we're having empathy for the person in front of us, which comes with appreciation. So it might extend to how happy someone is looking, how glad you are, how delightful you are. So there's a whole all-encompassing sense of wholeness with that. And so we take that from whatever that major consciousness is, and we move it into a meaningful consciousness. But again, moving from that major to the meaning consciousness. And number 4, you're going to like this one. Number 4 is to be easy on ourselves. We may just want to take a deep breath sometimes. So if we aim to make the holidays perfect and measure up to what we've cast out there, maybe failure might be around the corner. Maybe. I don't know. And many people were really weighed down by some demands. Family and health and job and whatever else that is. We may be weighed down that we've made on ourselves. So there's some things that are essential and some things that are non-essential. As we move into the new year, we can see what's really essential in our lives and place our intention and attention on that. So we can take time every day and have a few private moments to relax, to meditate, to pray, and to be in this recognition of the rebirth that is already happening in our lives. So we have that consciousness, we have that conscious connection, that contact consistently. Number 5 is good because, we have sugar, we have opportunity to have a little bit too much holiday cheer, perhaps, too much of whatever that is, too much of anything. What we want to do is keep away from toxicity. We have these unusual opportunities where we may have either if it's toxic emotions, if it's tension, if it's stress, if it's conflict, we can fast from whatever that toxicity is. I took a class at the former center I was with, and it was called Cut the Sugar. It was a PBS special. And it was such an awareness raiser that it's pretty much in all processed foods under so many different names and syllables that you can't really pronunciate. So there's some practical steps. For me, it was just more of a noticing. And so I have a little bit of this delicious almond roca with my coffee that someone has brought, but I don't have like the whole tray. A little moderation and everything, including a little moderation, right? Are you with me? So we be easy on ourselves and we keep away from toxicity. And Anyone recall a conversation where you need to set some graceful limits? Nah. The Grinch or Scrooge or whoever appears the cast of characters. If people maybe imbibe or revive, whatever they revive the family history or imbibe or whatever, if they're imbibing or reviving whatever old family issues, or maybe finding excuses, finding excuses or blaming or whatever that is, things may be said that lead to regret. So it doesn't matter if other people even stop respecting whatever those limits we have, our internal, if we have boundaries. It's up to us to really maintain them politely, graciously, and gracefully bow out and have our own sense of health and wellness. Okay, good. Right on. Yeah, so we can politely point out if I'm uncomfortable. We can. If someone can't take a hint, no, we've never had anyone who hasn't been able to take a hint, right? We don't need to repeat our objection. We can even just gracefully walk away. It's okay to have that sense of fresh air and clear clarity. It's like when we pray for clarity and divine guidance, knowing that there's an intuitive source that can direct our course. There's an intuitive source that directs our course. So number 7 is, lucky number, we can watch out for reactive responses. Because given those situations, those stresses, we may have some reactions. We may have similar words that we said before. We may have similar feelings. We may have opinions and beliefs and judgments. And we may not even pause to think sometimes. Some of us talk to think, and some of us think to talk. Right? Some of us process out loud, some of us, internalize. And if we want to spiritually evolve our reactive responses, we can take a look at how we do that. And it may prevent us from living in the now. Because if we're reacting, we're living from something else, right? So we want to live from that spiritual place, that eternal now, that very present now, that soulful place, where we can do this dozens of times a day, that we just come back into the present. I think it was Rosemary Lespree who sent out a thing that said, over here, yes. It was a post on Facebook that said, some of us listen to reply rather than listen to understand. So that as we, I know, we got Darlene doing this, we got Rosemary posting, let's understand. So when we come from that place of understanding, we're not in the reaction, we're not in the toxicity, we're absolutely practicing that empathetic place where we're in our power. If not, we're giving our power away. So we're taking it back today, just like the present, just like that holiday gift that's already there, and we're just going to unwrap it. We're going to unleash it. And so I'm going to watch for my reactive responses. And I'm also going to number 8. You're on the infinity sign, we go back to the infinite. We're going to look for new responses. So once we stop reacting, there's a space that's open for a new response. There's open doors. And so I know that miracles are happening. Miracles is a shift in perception. It's also knowing that the truth. I come back into that instant, that instantaneous truth, that moment, that is that space that's open for a new response. Because Spirit is creating all of the time. And even if I haven't noticed before, Spirit is creating all of the time. It is that place of allness. It is that awareness that brings that openness, that sense of freedom and peace. So as I go back to I am love, I am peace, I am grace, I am joy, I know that in that reactive mind, but I'm being a little bit more loose and a little bit more kind and open. So as I bring that in, that awareness and that clarity, then number 9, for the crescendo, for the frosting on the cake, is I'm focusing on the spiritual. And it could be that I do this with art. It could be that I do this with a heartful conversation. I do this with words. It could be that during the holidays, I know that inspiration comes from this inner place. It just wells up. It is that nature. It is that inner quality that I bring. And so I can center in that place. And then I can also have that intimate connection, like we just experienced with our music. We have this intimate connection, this communication that comes from that soulful level. So that's what I bring, that's what I activate, that's what I'm cultivating and integrating into my life. So tonight I'm going to watch the boat parade and notice the lights, because there's all the aesthetics and the beauty and the camaraderie and the communications that will go on, and all the colorfulness. And then I'm going to bring that back to my daily life. Here, we had a whole crew decorating, and I know that every person's heart and soul was totally into it. And being in this beautiful community, I know that we're a dynamic, powerful place of grace. And that, yes, that sourceful place we can always tap into and draw upon. Knowing that bountiful blessings are who we are. That there's nowhere else to get. We don't have to make anything happen. We just get to make that welcome. So we accept and embody that sense of welcoming, like that open door, like that open package, knowing that we truly are unbound. And so with these 9 points, I take them to heart throughout the holidays. And even though I may not have experienced the true meaning of these holy days, and there's so many wonderful holy days. We have the solstice coming up, the winter solstice, which means that that's the shortest day of the year, and that place is the most, without the lead, let me rewind. I brushed my teeth this morning. It's the dark, so it's the darkest day of the year. And it means that the days get longer and brighter from here on out. And it also coincides with that sense of rebirth and renewal, right? And so we have a little bit more levity. We have more grace that's within our hearts. And so these 9 points, I can have this be like a personal itinerary. You know, that staycation I just talked about, we can have a little vacay. And we have that itinerary for the holidays. We can have a little bit more creativity in this itinerary. We can really personalize it and have it fit well into our life. And it expresses through us as this curious place, as this creative place of grace. So even though these holy days, they may not have taken on true meaning before, right now is the time to have it have true meaning in our life. And we bring that meaning to everything that we're thinking, everything that we're feeling, and everything that we're doing. So we move from that sense of whatever that major is into meaning. So I have some affirmations. You ready for that?
Yes.
I am joy. I am joy. I am peace. I am peace. I am grace. I am grace. I am love. I am love. Radiant oneness is my true state. Radiant oneness is my true state. I am well and I feel great. I am well and I feel great. Spirit co-creates. Spirit co-creates exquisite wellness. Exquisite wellness. And plenitude in my life. And plenitude in my life. Divine life. Divine life expresses fully as we're going to rewind it again. Expresses fully as so much to say. I know it. Divine love expresses fully as me. Divine life expresses fully as me. As inspiration and gratitude. As inspiration and gratitude. All right, so just feeling a little bit more uplifted in this moment, knowing that we're having this place of celebration in our hearts and the joy that we have just extended with each other. There is a divine life which is extending itself fully as this radiant oneness and wholeness and well-being. It is this place of a wellspring of life, knowing that we are tapped into and tuned into the one source, the divine source, knowing it is truly all. It is the allness, it is the oneness, it is that powerful place which is filled and overflowing. It is this cup that just overflows. It is that knowledge, it is the wisdom that I take with me in daily life, knowing that I am unified in this field of oneness, of wholeness, of energizing, vibrant good. And so in this place of vibrant energy, vitality, it is the radiance, it is the life, it is the power. So it shows up in the present moment. It shows up in this now, in this beautiful life, knowing that it is love, beauty, and grace, and peace, and harmony. And it fills the beautiful holiday season and into the rebirth and renewal of the next year. It is this conscious awareness of who I truly am. So I show up as a radiance in oneness and well-being, and knowing that, yes, it is plenty, it is enough, I am enough, and that there is the infinitude and the plenitude in my life that is so healthy and so well that I am guided and escorted and ushered along the way, knowing that I am fulfilled and in this place of gratitude at all times. So I'm grateful and thankful with this knowingness and this true essence of who I truly am. And I'm grateful for each and every one in my sphere, and knowing that, yes, we are truly experiencing right here a world that works for everyone. I release this word, knowing that it's powerful and good, and that it is filled with grace, peace, light, and love. And so be it, and so I celebrate, and so it is.